Mama. I want to talk to you about the feedback you get when you don't get that promotion internally. Believe it or not, I've been passed over for a promotion several times, and it sucks. But more importantly, for me, it's always a sign of like, there must be something that I can do better. And I would actively seek that feedback. What could I have done differently? What could I be doing more of? What could I be doing better, right? So that I understand where there are opportunities for me to improve my career and improve myself. And I would ask that feedback. And more often than not, I would get, well, you just need more time. WTF, like WTF. I need more time. More time for what? Like, can you help me? Can you elaborate a little? That feedback is so frustrating to anyone who is asking for feedback. Why? Because like, what are you supposed to do with that? So you're telling me that I just need to sit around for an extended period of time and then I'll be ready? Like, what does that actually mean? It is so frustrating. And it has always turned me off. In fact, the last time I got that feedback, it turned me off so much that I actually left the company. I felt demoralized. I wasn't having fun anymore. And that feedback just kind of pushed me over the edge and I left. And so I guess you could say actually the lack of feedback, because again, like, what am I supposed to do with that? So fast forward into my career, I am interviewing someone and they don't get the job, right? I don't give it to them. They come to me, ask me for feedback. And it's someone that I really believed in. And I wanted to help to support them. I wanted to see them stay at the company. I wanted to see them develop their career. I wanted to see them become the amazing person I knew they could be. And when they asked me for feedback, I almost said, you just need more time. But I didn't. Why? Because that feedback sucks. So it almost came out of my mouth and I sucked it back in and I took a moment and I had to really think hard about what it is that I meant when I was going to say that. Like, I had to dig deep and really think about, what do I mean? What am I saying when I say you need more time? How can I articulate this in a way that that person can take action on? Because that's all you want with feedback, is like, you want it like constructive criticism so you can use it to get better. So what could I tell this person? What did I really mean by saying you need more time? And I came up with a few things that I was able to share with this person, and it made a lot of sense to them and it kept them there. And I think they actually left my office feeling more energized than they came into it. And they stayed around, they stuck around the company. So that's important to the hiring manager, but also to the interviewer. And I want for hiring managers to not push people out the door by not giving them good feedback when they don't get an internal promotion. And I also want for individuals to not leave feeling that demoralizing feeling that I felt, because it's awful. So here's what I meant. I meant when I thought to myself, oh, they need more time, I meant, one, they need stronger relationships within the company. Right? They needed more time to develop those relationships, to have the strong relationships that will help them to get things done, that will help them to move the needle, when they get up to the next role. I also needed more proof of their ability to manage people through difficult times. They hadn't been in the role that long, just about a year. And in that year, it was a pretty good year for the company. So I needed to see that they were able to actually handle crisis. And there just hadn't been the opportunity for that. And it kind of sucks, but it also is like, okay, can you find some places that are tough and difficult and manage through them? Can you showcase to me how you're able to manage folks through a crisis? I also hadn't seen them inspire people through tough times, which was important for the role that they had been applying for. And again, I was able to articulate that, and it gives them the opportunity to search for opportunities to do that. Another thing that I meant was you need more exposure to the key stakeholders in the groups that you would be working directly with, right? The person that they were interviewing, that kind of came down to the role, that person had a lot of exposure to the groups that they would be working with. This person needed more exposure to those groups. Guess what? By telling them that, they were able to actually go and start actively looking for that exposure. And the other thing, the very last thing, was the more time was needed because I needed more consistency from them in driving change. I needed to see more consistently that they could actually execute and on change. And so the consistency matters, and consistency can only be proved over time. So these are the reasons why I thought this person needed more time. And this is what I shared with them. And in sharing it with them, they were actually able to go and work on those things, and they also felt better, right? I don't want to see anyone leave a company because they didn't get good feedback, and I don't want to see anyone feel demoralized like I did because the feedback that they're given is something that they can't action. Because you know what, when you get feedback, at least for me, when I get feedback that I can't action, that's like, oh, well, you need more time. It feels flippant. It feels like you don't care about me. It feels like, you know, I'm bothering you. And maybe that's all going on in my head. But if you don't give me something I can action, if you don't give me something that is constructive, then I feel like, okay, maybe this isn't the place for me, right? Maybe you're not invested in my career the way that I'm invested in this company. And I got to take that and like do what I need to with it. So I want you to take some action with this. If you are interviewing or you know anyone who is interviewing, whether you are on the interviewee or the interviewer side, take some time to think about what you might mean if you have it come to your head that someone needs more feedback, someone needs more time. And if you are an interviewee, if you're being interviewed and you get declined and you go and you look for that feedback and they say, well, you need more time, ask them to elaborate on it. Ask them, what do you mean by that? Use some of the things that I just shared. Help give them some leading questions. What do you mean by that? Do I need stronger relationships? Do I need to prove something in a more consistent way? Like what should I be doing over the next amount of time that I have here at the company, right? Ask and dig in, because with that constructive feedback, you're going to feel better and you're going to know what you need to do to advance your career. You're going to know what you need to do to get better. So mama, don't forget to take action on this.